So, Peter, welcome to AI to the Sky. You've been running an account firm for 16 years, and then you did something most people in your profession don't do usually. You build the thing you wish existed instead of waiting for someone else to build it. Before we get into all of that, I want to start with something honest, really. If you had to replace one role in your own firm with AI tomorrow, I don't know, one position, real decision, not theory, who goes first and who's the last person standing?
Well, the first would probably be anything to do with a transaction. So, unfortunately for my bookkeeping team, that's probably them. Uh, Anything that's just dealing with the ins and the outs of stuff, I would love that. That's the thing that takes up so much time and energy. I would love it if we could replace all of that. It's not there yet, but that would be the first thing. Who would I not replace? I would not replace talking with my clients.
Oh, well,
So
you know it.
whether you want to call that advisory or client coordination, automation and portals and things have a wonderful place. I'm not opposed to them. But if that ends up me never talking to my clients again, that would be a bad place to be.
Okay. Okay, thank you for that, Peter. So, welcome to AI to the Sky, Peter. And can you tell us more about you? Where are you and where are you from?
hmm Well, I live in the Toronto area of Ontario, Canada. I'm originally from New Zealand. And I started my practice in New Zealand, in my hometown. And my wife is Canadian, so we ended up back in Canada, and which is where we originally met. And I just kept running my New Zealand practice, and I started a Canadian practice. And that was back in the day of, when Xero was still young and new. We've been here in Canada 12 years now. So,
Um,
we started our firm as a cloud native firm. And of course, now we're looking at the next transition, not cloud native, but AI native.
oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, Peter, you've written something that I think a lot of accounting firm owners read and immediately close that tab because it was too uncomfortable. Bookkeeping is becoming free. Clients already expect to pay less, and maybe later they will not expect to pay nothing. You've been running a bookkeeping practice for 16 years. When did you actually feel that shift in your own firm? Not as a trend report, but as a real moment.
Well, I don't think we've hit the real moment quite yet. It's coming and it's coming fast, but it's not there today. So my bookkeepers are safe for now. Um, I started to feel the shift about 2 years ago. And I remember quite clearly it was May of 2024, and I had not touched AI, which is strange because I am tech forward and tech savvy, and I just hadn't had time to look at it. Of course, ChatGPT came out in 2023, and I'd been
Yeah.
listening to podcasts about this AI stuff, and I'd never touched it yet. And I was thinking about this after we'd finished busy season, and I had this vision of me sitting on the side of the road with my head in my hands, crying. And in front of me was my office, my computer, my desk, my screens, my papers, and a truck had literally just driven straight through it.
Oh,
And of course, the truck is AI.
yeah.
And that's the moment where I said, who do I want to be? Do I want to be the guy on the side of the road crying because I lost my business? Or do I want to be the guy driving the truck? And I decided that I would rather be the one that has to destroy my business and rebuild it than be the guy complaining because something bad happened that I didn't prepare for.
Wow, that's hard.
Yeah, very hard.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. So, Peter, what does a CAS firm actually sell in a world where the transaction layer is free?
Yeah, that's sort of the $100,000 question right now.
Yeah.
So historically, we've sold knowledge or judgment, but knowledge is now free.
Yeah.
Judgment is not yet free, but most of what we call judgment is just us repeating rules that we've learned over time. AI is really good at repeating rules and learning faster than we can learn. Okay. So what do we
Yeah.
sell today? So first of all, we sell the judgment that AI can't replace. We sell oversight, so monitoring the system to make sure, because the system still makes mistakes. Someone's got to find those mistakes and fix them. The business owner's not going to know what's a mistake and what's not a mistake. Okay, so we should be finding the mistakes, and we sell accountability. Someone's name is on that file. If there's a problem and Claude did your bookkeeping, who are you going to call at Anthropic? No one will pick up the phone.
Oh, yeah, for
There
sure.
is no accountability. Okay. So
Okay.
as accountants, as bookkeepers, we are selling the judgment that AI can't deliver, and there will always be judgment it can't deliver. We are selling the oversight and monitoring of the system. We're selling accountability for the system, but more importantly, we're selling the relationship and the deep, intimate knowledge that we have about our clients. And that's why I said I would never let AI automate away communicating and talking to my clients. Because if I get rid of that, I've got rid of the one thing that AI will never be able to do well.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the
So,
relationship.
oh yeah, so you rely on what the AI expert says, not taking the real human from the algorithm, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm working on some articles right now around this topic of, the human in the loop,
Yeah.
and where should the human be in the loop for an accounting practice? And yeah, the first image I had was of a noose. I'm like, we're all gonna die, kind of thing. I'm like, no, 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 no. That's not where the human should be in this loop. Wrong loop. The human needs. I see it a little bit more like a cowboy. The human is the one with the lasso, the one
Oh,
controlling the loop,
got it. Yeah.
in
Yes, you're right.
charge, a little bit outside of it, but able to make it do things. So I haven't articulated that yet. I'm still playing with these ideas. So thank you. You help me put words to that.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. So, Peter, and do you think advisory is the real answer, or is just what everyone says because it sounds better than we are in trouble, for example?
It definitely sounds better than we're in trouble. I do think it's the only thing that will make sense. There will always be some people, at least for the next 10 years or so, there will be some people that will never move to this AI world. Just like when we moved to cloud, there were still some clients that said, "Oh, I don't trust that. I won't do that." And they still asked us to use desktop software or even do things by hand. You won't be able to sustain that uh, and keep pricing competitive for too much longer.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you'll still have some people that are willing to pay for that level of work, whether it be a tax return that's not prepared by AI or books that are not done by AI. And they will typically tend to be older and more technologically unsavvy clients. And
Hmm.
there's nothing wrong with that. They need support. Um, but that is literally going to be a dying breed. Just like, 10 years ago, we had all these clients that said, "Oh, I don't know about this cloud thing." There's very few people now that are resisting the cloud.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And
So
especially
how long
in
will it take for those people that are resisting AI today to just give up and accept it? It'll take a lot less than 10 years.
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And especially in this world that it's AI is loved everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So Peter, you describe a pattern I've seen in every industry and every company size, not just accounting. The training happens, the experimentation starts, people are excited, and then sometimes nothing changes.
Mhm.
Month end still takes the same number of days, wallpaper still requires same manual effort. Can you walk me through what is actually happened inside those firms in the 90 days after the launch and the learn?
Yeah. So there's a couple of things that happen, and some of them are a little unique to the accounting industry. So they might not translate to every other listener that's hearing this. But the first thing that happens is the training has not been adequate for the task. So we've taught people about AI. We haven't taught them how to use AI in their job. Two different things. I can teach you how to use Claude or ChatGPT, and it's great the first few times, and you make some nice images in ChatGPT, but I don't yet really know how I do my job with this. And we're expected to go and we expect our staff to go and figure it out. Some will do that well, most will not. Okay, so that's probably the biggest universal mistake that people make is that their training is not fit for the job. They've trained
Mhm.
on a tool, they haven't trained on the work. Most
Oh.
accountants don't give training on the work. And even the AI programs you see advertised online, there's a whole bunch of them out right now. AI for accountants. If you look behind that
Mhm.
supplier is selling AI for dot 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 to 50 different industries. They're not teaching you how to use Claude for an accountant. They're teaching you how to use Claude with some accounting language. That's not the same thing. They're not training you on the work, they're training you on the tool. That's the mistake. The second thing that is a little bit more unique to the accounting industry, but I think you'll find this in pockets everywhere, is that accountants spend a lot of time working in proprietary software products. Okay, so for me, it would be QuickBooks and Xero. Well, there's only so much AI and automation you can apply on top of those products. So we have a limited space where we can actually use AI to do things in our business. Right now, you can't automate QuickBooks or Xero from outside of QuickBooks or Xero very well. There are some ways to do it. Both products have put in their terms of service that you're not allowed to use uh, browser control software or computer use software or screen scraping software to automate or extract data from their systems. They are actively preventing us, but yet they're not giving us the tools to do the jobs we want to do. Okay. I call this the
Okay.
AI and the gaps problem. We have a tool, a
Mhm.
tool we use a lot that we rely on, but it's a walled garden. Sometimes there's AI inside the tool. Most of the time it's not very good. And we're prevented from doing stuff from outside the tool. Okay. So this is huge in the accounting industry because especially at the bookkeeping level, there's only so much we can do natively with the products that we're given. So the AI and the gaps problem says, look for the gaps between systems where you have full control. Maybe it's converting data between one system and the other system. Maybe it's items that were never in that platform at all. Okay, maybe it's writing engagement letters. Maybe it's doing offline calculations. Maybe it's converting data from your point of sale system into a journal entry that you can then import into your accounting system. So looking for where AI can work between or in the gaps of these bigger systems that may be walled gardens. So that's where we started.
Mhm.
Now we're able to actually push data straight into the accounting platforms. So we're actually retooling a lot of those things that we started with just as custom GPTs and things like that. And
Mhm.
we're now saying, hey, we've now got the MCP configuration. That's the Model Context Protocol, where we can talk from agent to QuickBooks or Xero, where we could actually now push those journals straight into the accounting platforms. So that's what we're actually working on right now is making sure we can now do that reliably. But that's going to be the same for people in any business. You'll have tools that you can't connect to your AI. find ways to work around that. Find the gap where AI does work and focus on those first. Most people come to me with a request of, I want to do all these amazing things. And I roll my eyes because they haven't thought about how AI will do that. And that tool doesn't have an MCP, or that tool's a desktop application. The first guy came to me, wanted me to automate his 3 big systems, and they were all desktop applications. Now, today, that might be a little easier now with ChatGPT 5.6,
Mhm.
with its better computer use and things like that. But 6 months ago, it was an uphill battle. It wasn't very reliable. Even today, even with Playwright and things like that, it's still not very reliable. So, yeah, look for the gaps between the systems and automate there first.
Oh, that's really interesting. Really, really interesting. So, Peter, I was talking with my AI, that is Damien, and it gives me a question that I don't know if I can shed you.
You don't know if you can what, sorry?
If I can tell you the question.
Oh, go for it.
Yeah?
The worst I can say is I won't answer it, but I'm up for
Yeah, of
anything.
course. So Damien says, Peter, I want to be direct with you. Accounting firm spent 20 years billing clients for hours, and the incentive was never to work faster. It was to work longer. Now you are selling AI training that makes firms more efficient. But efficient firms bill fewer hours, so who exactly benefits when a CAS practice adopts AI? The firm, the client, or just people selling the training?
Really, I like the way he put that. Well done. Um, so the billable hour is the biggest problem for any professional industry in the AI age. It has been a problem for the last 10 years, by the way. It's not new to AI.
Mhm.
AI is accelerating the issue and making it much more visible, exactly for the reasons why your AI raised it. Any firm that is still billing by the hour today is in huge trouble because if they speed up with AI,
Mhm.
their billable hours go down.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and if they're working at capacity today and they can speed things up, they can bring on more clients, but they haven't made any more money. They're just making the same money because their billable hour is their unit of measure. So for the last 15 years, the industry has been trying to get professional accountants, but it's going to be the same with lawyers and any other knowledge work profession, to see that billing by the hour is a losing proposition. So the phrase that we've been talking about for a long time is value billing. In our firm, we do what we call subscription billing. So you pay a monthly fee like a subscription, and that
Mhm.
gives you all the outputs and outcomes and services that that you need for us to manage your business. The phrase that we're hearing a lot more this year is outcome-based pricing, not just value-based pricing, but
Mhm.
outcome-based pricing. So what the hourly billing model is this input-based pricing. What are my inputs to this job? I've got some disbursements, a software subscription. I've got some hours that I have to buy from my staff, and I'm going to mark those up and I'm going to sell them to my client. It's input-based pricing. But outcome-based pricing says, what is it my client actually needs? Price that and sell them that at a fixed price rather than selling them the things that make up how we do that. Okay. The other thing that your AI's question didn't get was that yes, hourly based billing is under threat because we can now do things faster. But the question a lot of people don't ask is at what price? These tools are not cheap and they are getting more expensive by the day, not actually cheaper, at least right now, anyway. And so, my software subscription costs have more than doubled in the last 2 years. And they're gonna double again in the next 12 months.
Mhm.
So it's not a case of I've reduced my hours, therefore my costs have gone down. It's I've simply transferred costs from people to costs for technology. Maybe I've done that at a 2-to-1 ratio or a 3-to-1 ratio. Hopefully not a 1-to-1 ratio. You know, hopefully I'm saving some money, but it's not free. And a lot of people forget the world thinks AI is a $20 a month subscription.
Oh, no,
If you've
definitely
got
not.
employees and you're spending less than $100 a month on AI or AI enabled tools, you are not going to get the results you think you're going to get. That's just a reality. You
Yeah,
know,
you're right.
I'm already at the point where my average spend per employee is over $200 a month on technology. Okay. As we put in place more AI tools, I expect that to grow to $400 to $500 a month per
Yeah, of
employee.
course.
Okay. Now, is that still cheaper than hiring a second employee? Yeah. Will it double their productivity? Eventually. Not
Yeah.
right away, but eventually. Okay. So is that going to be beneficial? Yes. Who gets the benefit? Well, that's the golden question. And
Yeah.
I think that, you know, on professional services, we're going to see a huge pricing compression. And again, no one likes to hear this, but I firmly think that there will be I call it the squeeze. I just published 3 articles on the squeeze, and I
Mhm.
think prices are going to be under pressure. There's 4 ways that an accounting firm's prices are under pressure that I talk about. But you know, this is the issue that every knowledge profession, I don't care what you're selling, if you're a knowledge-based profession, you will have some form of a pricing squeeze in the next 12 to 24 months.
Thank you for that, Peter. So, the last question. So Peter, 16 years building a CAS practice and now building the training system you wish had existed.
Mhm.
What's the thing you know now about the AI inside accounting workflows that you wish you'd know in year one of
Mm.
this whole experiment?
Oh, that's a tough question. I don't know what that one thing is. One of the things that I've learned is that buying a tool is not a strategy. Buying a tool is a tactic. And if you don't know what problem you're trying to solve, buying the tool probably won't fix it.
Oh, interesting.
And
Really
this
nice. I
this
like
is
it.
the challenge in accounting right now. Every vendor out there is hyping their AI enabled tool. And most of them, they're all good. I'm not saying that they're bad or they won't help, but most of them are only going to give marginal improvements because they're actually not addressing the key problem that the firm has.
Oh.
And I talk about this as bolt on versus rebuild. If all
Mhm.
we do is bolt on an AI process, we are only going to get marginal improvement. But if we actually stop and rethink the practice, what are we trying to do? What's going to be happening 2 years from now? What services do we need to offer where we're not competing on price or we don't have the price squeeze? What do we have to do with our team to be able to deliver those services? That's so different than what we're doing today. So spending money on a tool today will make us more efficient, hopefully, but it won't necessarily solve those longer term problems. So I always tell people, think about your problems and your strategies first, and then ask, what tools help me get there? I was just at 2 conferences and hundreds of vendors on the floor, and every one of them would tell me why their AI-based tool will transform my practice. And every one of them was nothing more than a wrapper around Claude. And I'm like, okay, I can see how you could make me more efficient, but I can also see how that's not going to solve all my problems.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It makes it difficult to make a choice, by the way, to choose what tools to buy. But if you haven't done the hard work of thinking, no tool will solve your problem.
Yeah, you're right. Definitely. So, Peter, tell us, please, where people follow your weekly roundup and your work, please.
Yeah, so you can find me on LinkedIn, just Peter McCarroll. I publish a weekly roundup of AI news for accountants, for CAS practices, where I take what's happened in the tech world and what's happened in the accounting industry, and then I translate that to what do accountants need to know about what's happening. So I sort of, take the techie stuff and I make it a little more palatable for those of us that don't eat and breathe the technology stuff. And then I publish other thought leadership articles on LinkedIn and my YouTube channel as well. Or you can go to the AIaccountant.ai. And we have our blog there, so all of our YouTube videos, all of our articles, you'll find all the archives there on the blog. I think we're over 100 articles now. And we also run the Practice Transformation Program, which delivers what I said earlier, helping practice owners think through what are the issues their problem has to solve, not merely what tools do I have to buy.
Okay, so thank you so much, Peter, for your time. And thank
pleasure.
you, everyone, for listening to Peter. And please follow him. He's doing a really great job. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, Peter.
The future is automated. AI to the Sky podcast.